A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a dramatic escalation of political tensions, Georgia has witnessed violent clashes between police and protesters following the ruling Georgian Dream Party's controversial decision to suspend negotiations for European Union membership until 2028. The decision was announced by Prime Minister Erupt, sparking outrage among thousands of demonstrators who rallied outside the parliament in Tbilisi. The protests erupted in the early hours of Friday, with masked riot police responding with rubber bullets, tear gas, and water cannons, leading to a chaotic scene in the capital. The unrest comes on the heels of a non-binding resolution adopted by the European Parliament, which rejected the results of Georgia's disputed parliamentary elections held in October. The EU lawmakers cited significant irregularities and called for a new vote and sanctions against top officials, including Kobakidze himself. The Prime Minister's stance has drawn sharp criticism from President Salome Zurabichvili, who accused the government of waging war against its own people. Zurabichvili, a pro-European figure, confronted police at the protests, questioning their allegiance and condemning the arrests of journalists and demonstrators. Reports indicate that 43 people were arrested during the protests, while 32 police officers sustained injuries amidst the chaos. The president has also filed a lawsuit with the Constitutional Court to annul the election, claiming it was manipulated under Russian influence. This political crisis has been exacerbated by the Georgian Dream Party's increasing ties with Moscow, a shift that has alarmed many Georgians who aspire for closer integration with the EU. The ruling party, initially perceived as pro-European, has faced allegations of democratic backsliding and authoritarianism. The decision to delay EU accession talks marks a significant low in Georgia's relations with the 27-nation bloc, which granted the country candidate status in December 2023. However, this status is contingent on reforms that the Georgian government has been accused of neglecting, including laws perceived as repressive towards civil society and LGBTQ rights. The EU's concerns were echoed by election observers who noted a divisive atmosphere during the October elections, marred by allegations of bribery and violence. In response to the European Parliament's condemnation, Kobakidze labeled the resolution as blackmail and vowed to resist external pressure. He emphasized that Georgia would not be manipulated into a state of submission. The Prime Minister's remarks reflect a growing sentiment among some officials that the EU's demands are unfair and disrespectful to Georgian sovereignty. As the country grapples with this political turmoil, the future of its EU aspirations hangs in the balance. The protests signify a deepening divide between the government and the populace, with many citizens expressing their frustration over the ruling party's actions and its perceived drift away from European values. With the political landscape rapidly evolving, the coming weeks will be crucial in determining the direction of Georgia's relationship with both the EU and its own citizens. The situation remains fluid, as both sides prepare for potential further confrontations amid calls for a re-evaluation of the electoral process and a push for genuine democratic reforms. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.